Hello, everyone. Welcome to the round 12 edition of the W Show, round 11 review. Hello, Amanda. How are you?
Shan, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Missed you last week, but good to have you back this week.
I'm feeling much
No,
better.
good. It was really good to have Tez on last week, but it's so good to have you back. Sorry, Tez. Um, but what a week it has been.
It definitely has. Lightning interrupted game,
Yep.
which up until that point was looking incredible for the Blues.
Oh, I was watching on my phone at my in-laws, and I was sitting on the floor, had it on my lap, playing with my son, and trying to watch as much as I could. Watch the replay, that's fine. But very impressive. Back to the kind of football that we know we're good at. Didn't give them a chance to get their hands on the football for long enough. And then Melbourne did its thing.
Melbourne gave us some weather.
It definitely gave us some weather. I could see it from where I was sitting at my in laws. It was getting dark very quickly, very quickly. And then the thunder rolled in, then the lightning. And I'm like, that's going to be at Icon Park in any minute. And lo
Yeah,
and behold, boom. And it killed any momentum we had.
it did. To be fair, we had 3.5 quarters. I mean, 2.5 quarters of momentum.
Yeah.
And the game was really put to bed by then. I
I
think the
think it was
percentage
put
at
to
that
bed by
point
halftime.
was looking a little better than it ended up being, but it was still a comprehensive win.
Absolutely.
And we should
Fine.
and we should call out that was without Abby or Mimi.
Very correct as well. Final scores 12-9, 81 to 5-5, 35, 46-point winners for the Blues. At home, much needed win in the context of the season, which we will touch on in front of, or it doesn't give me a crowd, but it looked pretty full until the rain hit. And well, let's talk about the late change that we had at the start. Abby McKay was withdrawn from the side with quad tightness, replaced in the side late by Brooke Vickers. I think we all hit the panic button when that happened.
I know we definitely did.
Oh, we did, yes. What did I say to you? I think I said that the football gods are fucking with me.
No, you said the gods, and I thought you meant the weather gods, which they also were, turns out.
Everyone was fucking with me that day. But no, very, very comprehensive win in the end, without Abby, which we noted. One thing I do want to touch on right from the bat is, well, while we had 24 free kicks to 13, a lot of the holding the ball decisions that were paid last week were not paid this week.
Yep,
So the inconsistency continues.
it sure does.
And I was watching multiple games across the weekend, and I think the umpires have started to cotton on that the ball's being dragged in and they're letting it go a little bit longer. Whereas they were hot on the whistle last week and just paying everything. So it's round 11 and they still can't get the interpretation right. And I'm just like, that sort of interpretation could cost a team, especially this week,
Yep,
especially those teams that are in and around fifth to, I think, what are we looking at? Fifth to 10th.
10th, yeah.
Fifth to 10th can make finals. How wild is that?
Yep. It's there are a lot of games that are really dependent on this
Outcome.
weekend, but not just their own games, it's the games of the other teams around them as well.
Exactly right, which we will touch on very, very soon. Give me your best player from the weekend.
My best player from the weekend. I almost this this is a bit of a cheat because the ball didn't go down there very often. I almost want to say Harriet Cordner. Um,
Yes.
although I feel like she didn't have as much to do as she normally would.
Yeah,
Um, is this maybe my
it's hard, isn't it?
it's so
It's a
hard.
good problem to have. For
Oh,
me,
it's
I
so hard.
would
I've
say
got 3 I wanna say.
say them. Go for it.
Okay.
Let it go.
I wanna say Poppy Schultz.
Yep.
Um, I want to say Dana Finn,
Yep.
and I want to say Sophie McKay.
Mm. 3 recurring names that we have mentioned across the entire season.
Yeah.
It is going to be a very interesting BNF night, let me tell you. For me, my top 3 were Dana Finn, Maddie Guerin, and Lily Goss.
Oh, Maddie Guerin and Lily Goss also were.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just their ability to, especially Maddie Guerin coming back into that side the last couple of weeks, into that midfield when we've been lacking that bigger bodied in and under midfielder. Her ability to extract the footy and send it forward in this
Yeah.
game was, I think, one of her better games that she's had for us. And she proved how good she was in that midfield when she played at Melbourne.
Yeah.
So do not drop her again.
Yeah,
That is my
she
stern
definitely
warning.
deserves her spot.
Absolutely deserves her spot. And Lily Goss has been probably one of the many standouts that we've had this year in elevating her game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm very intrigued to see how, if Mimi and Abby come back into that side, who makes way
Mhm.
and what that will look like
What it looked like.
holistically in that midfield, that starting midfield. But
Yeah.
across each quarter, I just think that all of the players played their role. And then when the lightning hit and we got to that 35, 40-minute break,
Mhm.
to their credit, the Giants responded a lot quicker than what we did,
Yeah.
which is more reflective of the scoreline in that second half. So before the Lightning, we'd actually kicked maybe 3 or 4 goals in that third quarter, and they'd come out, kick the first 2, then they kick another 3 in that last quarter, and we only kick the 2.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. Like they didn't just, pack it in and go home. They fought it out right to the end. And that's something that we need to look at
Yeah.
around the lapses in concentration. Yes, we are so far in front, but remembering that we still need to win the game of football. Yes, we were that far in front, but you still got to put your processes in place and follow your structures and do everything that you're supposed to be doing. But Giants just ended up running rings around us in that last quarter, and it was kind of a game of ping pong, really, backwards and
Yeah.
forwards. And I was just like, get the ball forward, just like get the ball, tackle her, like everything that we did up until that point when it kind of just fell away. So for me, that's a little bit concerning, especially coming up against a West Coast side, a Daisy Pearce West Coast side, where you know that they're going to give 110% from start to finish.
Because they have to.
Because they have to. Or even when they didn't have to, they were giving
Yeah.
110% from start to finish. Like last year when Daisy took over, they obviously didn't go very far in terms
Mhm.
of winning games, but you can see the work behind what they've done this year, West Coast, and for them to propel themselves into a finals contention
Big
position,
improvers.
like massive improvers for mine. So we can't rest on our laurels here. It's going to be a tough game. And if we're having little, like, granted, it killed the momentum a little bit,
Yeah.
but you got to be switched back on. Like, the game's not done. So for me, it's like, okay, yep, great, got the win, needed to get the win,
Yeah.
but there's still plenty to work on.
I'd love to know in a sliding doors moment, if that lightning hadn't happened, what that scoreline would have looked like.
Hmm.
Because it's like it was two separate games.
Yes, it was. And actually, no, that's a very good point. I actually do feel like it was two separate games. Like, the up until that point, we were just completely dominant across all
Yeah.
aspects of the game. Like,
The pressure
everywhere.
was good. The the mid-forward connection particularly was excellent.
Oh,
Um,
wasn't it just delicious?
it was really, really good. The goals were just the goals just kept on coming and coming and coming.
Yeah.
And the Giants could barely get their hands on the ball, and when they did, they couldn't get it to their forward 50.
No, and when they did, it repelled straight back out.
Yeah.
Like, our biggest lead was 65 points at the
Mhm.
8-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yeah.
But no, well, one thing I do want to highlight is we mentioned our pressure. We've mentioned our pressure. 93 tackles for the game, 25 of those in our forward 50. So it's where we want the ball to be, in
Yeah.
that forward 50. So our pressure acts inside forward 50, I think, have improved on the last two games that we played.
Does
100%.
does Maddie Guerin's tackle on Sophie McKay count as a tackle?
So I actually did a player appearance with Abby, Sophie, Brick, and Lily Goss yesterday. And Shifra O'Connell and Ashling Reedy. They were
Yeah.
all at the primary school I was at, and we were actually talking about that tackle. And Sophie couldn't stop laughing because she's like, I was just screaming at her, "Gears, get off me! Gears, get off me!" And then she literally got on the floor and reenacted what Maddie Guerin's reaction was, and how she's just sitting there, like, looking completely like, "What have I just done?" But, oh, so funny. So funny.
The
And,
the intent was really there. It was a strong tackle.
oh, look, that's what I said to Soph. I go, "Look, at least the intent was there." And, like, oh my goodness. But no, it was actually really nice to see the girls after a win. They looked very relaxed yesterday, which was nice. They had their review last night. And I asked Lily when they're actually, boarding the plane to Perth. I thought it was going to be Wednesday, but they said no. She goes, "No, we're flying out Thursday, game Friday night, and fly home Saturday."
Mhm.
So I go, "Good, at least you're not going to be on the red eye." And she goes, "No, thank goodness." So they get to spend the night in Perth and then fly home on Saturday, which I think is a very smart move from the
I
club.
think it is too.
But no, very funny tackle. One of the more, like, I watched it in real time and I'm just like, "Why are you tackling her? Let her go." It was really funny.
It was very funny.
But while we're on the topic of Sophie, been nominated for Goal of the Year
Mhm.
for her around the corner snap. When the ball is anywhere near the goals, and Sophie's there, something's going to happen.
Something's gonna happen.
And it did. And she was everywhere. She was up on the wing. She was in the forward line kicking goals. She was laying tackles, taking incredible marks that some men can't take. But, oh, love her.
Yep, me too. I do find it interesting that since Poppy has been playing as a defender and now she's being moved forward, um, that when she's having a shot on goal, she's looking to give that off
Oh,
instead of taking a set shot.
Yeah, no, she took a really nice. Pops did take a really nice mark in the deep in the pocket, and I
Yeah,
could see her eyes darting, going, "I really do not want to kick this," and it
yeah.
hit the post.
It hit the
So
post.
it was. Look, she's another player that I think has been an incredible inclusion into this side this year. Just brings a whole other aerial dynamic. She actually reminds me of a young Bree Moody,
Yep,
younger Bree Moody.
yep,
Just her athleticism and her ability to hit the contest really hard. And whenever the ball did hit the deck, that's when our little crumbing small forwards were in and around. Like Lila Keck had another really good game in that forward line, and I'm really, really excited to see what we can do on Friday night.
so
And
am
I'm
I.
just looking at our team, and I just think across the board, a lot of the players were really good. There was a couple of players that I think let themselves down in certain areas,
Yeah,
especially after the break. But that can easily be tinkered with this week. I'm guessing we're recording this on Tuesday night. They must have had their session today, their main session today. I can only assume tomorrow be a day off, considering it's a really short turnaround. They would have had recovery and their meetings last night, main training session today, or even day off today, main session tomorrow. I'm not sure. And then captain's run on Thursday. But
what time are
yeah,
they flying out? Do you
not
know?
didn't get that far into the information, but I would assume they would probably try and get to Perth as early as possible,
Yeah,
to have as much time to acclimatise to whatever weather Perth's going to dish up, and also the time difference. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But like I said, full credit to the Giants. Obviously not their year, another year for them where they've been a little bit lower in the ladder, but they've got some like really good young talent. Like I was very surprised because I remember the last time we played them, that Zali Goldsworthy kicked about 700 goals on us.
yeah.
She barely touched the ball this game, and kicked 1 point. So massive raps for um, our defense as always, led by Harriet Cordner, who is currently sitting on a record.
Is it
Posted
106?
it. It is 106. I'm just 106 is the home and away record for intercepts, and she's currently sitting on said record. 106
Very impressive. Uh,
intercepts for a
and shout out to her,
season.
she captained the team on the weekend as well.
She did, and she did an excellent job. Very, very happy with our leadership group as a whole, and that next player up mentality that we've actually had. And like, it must have been like really difficult for Brick to come straight back into that side after Abby coming out.
Yeah.
Wasn't wasn't her best game,
Mhm.
but in saying that, played her role seemingly well. Will she maintain her spot in the side if Abby and Mimi are coming back in that side? Probably not.
Probably not. I would yeah.
Um, and who else would you who else would you drop or tap on the shoulder and say probably not going to play? Would it be a she for O'Connell?
O'Connell, I can't think of anyone else.
No, and yeah, I can't think of
Can't think
anyone
of
else
anyone else.
either,
Um, they would be
especially
my 2.
with, especially with those two being tests. The injury report came out nice and early. I like when the injury report comes out nice and early, but
Yeah,
they are both listed as tests. Um, Speaking to Abby, she's confident she'll get up for the game. So hold your breath on that one. Um, but I would say if that was going to happen, it would be for me Mimi for O'Connell and Vickers for Abby.
Yeah.
That would potentially push. So Dersma will be on one wing, and that potentially may push Gossie onto the other,
Mhm.
especially if Abby and Mimi are going to be in the middle with Maddie Guerin and Jess Good or Bree Harrington, whoever they choose to be in the ruck. Putting Bree back in the ruck this week. Thank you very much. Called for it. Nick in the cheer squad called for it last week, and
Mhm.
he's absolutely right. So shout out to Nick. Good job. But yeah, that would probably be, or even Gossie rotating off the bench because you'd have Yaz and Dana on each wing.
Mhm.
So that would put Maddie in a rotation with Gossie, Abby, and Mimi into that midfield, which not a bad midfield.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
You said you like when the injury report comes out nice and early. I like when it comes out with no new names on it. Um,
That too.
it's
Touch wood, we've actually had a pretty good season
been a good season.
with like on the injury front, touch wood. It's
Yeah,
been pretty
touch wood.
good. It's been we've only ever had maybe one or two players on that list for, I think the longest we've had is probably Mimi.
And Yaz Dersma.
Oh, Yaz Dersma. Yeah, my apologies. They're probably the only ones that have been in a shortened season
Yep.
pretty good. Like if you have a look, have you ever look at like some of the other teams, they've just been absolutely hammered with injuries. So we've been very, very lucky and very blessed to have a healthy list for once at the Carlton Football Club in general. So let's just hope it continues. But I know there's a couple of injury clouds over a couple of the West Coast
Mhm.
players. I know Ella Roberts, who's one of their better players, was pulled out of the side as well for something similar to what Abby had, some
Okay.
tightness. Um, Bushby, Roberts, and Smith are also, all those three are their tests. So I think, yeah.
And no one else is on the injury list for them? They've just got
Um,
tests?
I think so. I'm not exactly across the West Coast Eagles. Hey,
Or
I was
maybe
gonna
you
put
would have had a
I was
look at
actually
their
gonna put wet toast Eagles. How rude of me. I was gonna put wet toast. Well, that's where I'm at. Let's have a quick look at see if I can see what their injury list is. Where are we? AFLW hub. Here we go. Their injury update. So Ella's availability will be assessed over the coming days based on how she progresses through training. This is Ella Roberts. Belinda Smith is edging closer to her return, having made strong progress through her reconditioning phase following a hamstring injury. And she's a test. Abigail Bushby continues to be monitored following calf tightness sustained in round 10. Abby returned
Okay.
to training today after a period of time off legs to recover from the calf tightness. So, they've had a couple of injuries. So Beth Schilling, Courtney Rowley, and Courtney Lindgren are all season injuries. I think they did them early on, but they've got,
Yeah.
Bushby, Roberts was a hamstring, not a quad. Ella Roberts there. So 2 hamstrings and a calf for them. So interesting. It's going to be an interesting game. We have to wait till 9:15 p.m.,
We sure do.
which not a fan of. Thank you very much, AFL. At least I won't be disturbed, but it means I have to be quiet.
Yep. Yep.
um, but
Keep
looking
all
back,
your emotions on the inside.
oh, I'll be screaming on the inside. So having watched bits and pieces of their game against Sydney, it's going to be very evenly matched. They're
Yeah.
very quick with their ball movement as well. So it's going to be a battle of the ball movement. And I think it's going to be won and lost in the middle. If we can win it out of the middle and get it to our forward line, we give ourselves first look and best opportunity to score.
Which is why we want Bree in the ruck.
Yes. Obviously, when we played the Swans, we were absolutely belted in comparison, but I feel like we just weren't mentally there.
No.
So, round 12. I hope this isn't our last show for the year.
I hope so too. I hope to be back next
Talking
week
finals.
celebrating.
Yes. Well, let's do the ladder predictor, shall we? I don't have the fancy graphic that Terry does, but I do have it on my phone. So
fantastic. This is as good as you're going to get. We don't know how to do it.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. So 1 versus 2, Hawthorn versus Kangaroos. You'd think they've already sewn up in the minor premiership.
Mhm.
Opportunity to break the record this week for consecutive wins. I reckon they're going to win by 20 points, 30 points. That won't really matter too much to us.
It also doesn't really matter much to them, and at worst, what Hawthorn can finish third if they lose.
Yeah, so they'll still get the double chance.
It doesn't really matter either way. I think 25 points.
25 points.
25
I'll skip our game for a minute.
Yep.
Port will take care of the Giants. Richmond should beat the Gold Coast. Melbourne should beat Geelong. That will put Melbourne into second.
Yep.
Then Brisbane should take care of Collingwood at Vic Park. Adelaide and Fremantle. That's going to be or winner of that plays finals. It's at Norwood Oval on Sunday night. They have to wait right to the end, these two.
Right to the very end.
I'm going to say Adelaide just because.
Because it's their home game. That is a 50-50 for me.
And I reckon that'll be a 10-pointer. That won't be a big margin.
No.
St Kilda, Western Bulldogs at RC Park on Sunday afternoon. St Kilda win. They go up to 5th. They lose. They stay 7th, depending on our game, which we haven't done yet.
And Bulldogs can't make it either way.
Yeah. So I reckon that'll be a 10-pointer as well.
Yeah.
A lot of these games are going to be very close.
They will be.
Sydney, Essendon. Bearing in mind, they've just lost Chloe Malloy for the season with a back injury. I still think Sydney, Coffs Harbour.
Yeah, I still think Sydney win that.
Okay. And that will probably be 20 plus points. Now, what do we reckon? So, going off every game so far, we lose, we actually stay in the 8.
Okay.
So
I'd still prefer to win.
If the Bulldogs win, we stay in the 8. If not, finish 9th. Win and we finish 5th.
Yep.
Lose, we finish 9th if St Kilda win.
Mm-hmm.
So if we lose on Friday night, we need to hope that either Essendon win or the Bulldogs win.
Yeah, they're both unlikely. So what I'm hearing is the Blues really need to win on Friday night.
That's exactly what you're hearing. Yeah. So they actually have us as favourites to win, which is surprising.
I don't think it's that surprising. I think we had a couple of off weeks, but I think overall throughout the season, Carlton have been the better side.
100% we have. And going off the weekend just gone, if we play that style of football
Mhm.
from the start and take the result out of it. Just go out there, play your game, play the way that you know you can play, and the results will take care of themselves.
Yep.
Don't do what the men did in 2024 and shit the bed and have to rely on someone
Capitulate.
else.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Carlton by 10 points
Okay.
and under.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot closer than my
It's
heart is
definitely going to be. It's
prepared
definitely
for.
going to be closer than we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll take a 1-point win at this point.
just they literally just have to win.
Yeah.
Um, I just think of the way that they played prior pre-Lightning on the weekend without
Mm.
their 2 leaders,
Mhm.
which shows that they weren't relying on someone else because they all had to
Yeah.
stand up.
Yeah. But we shouldn't be in this situation. Should have beaten St Kilda. If we had beaten St Kilda,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be
This would have
having
been
this
clean up.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be playing finals. So love that it's come down to this because it now puts pressure on the Blues to actually like really get in there and really like focus.
Yeah.
But if we win, we will have a home final at Icon Park
Mhm.
where we will take on Sydney again.
Yep.
This time in our backyard.
Yep.
So
That's what we are hoping for. If we lose and we still play finals, we finish 8th, is that right?
I think so. And let me go back to the projector.
I assume that would, depend on whether it is Essendon or the Bulldogs who win.
So if we let's just say for shits and giggles, we lose and the doggies get up and win.
Yep.
We will finish 8th and play West Coast again.
Right, okay.
So yeah, it'll be 1v3. No, 1v4. So it'll
Yep.
become Kangaroos and Hawthorn again,
Mhm.
and Melbourne and Brisbane. Then it'll be West Coast and Carlton, and then Sydney v Adelaide.
Okay.
That would be what it would look like if we don't win. So if we do win and St Kilda win, it'll still be the same 1v4, 2v3, but then it'll be Carlton v Adelaide
Okay.
at Icon Park and St Kilda v Sydney will be the other
Yep.
game if it falls the way we want it to. I mean, stranger things have happened, and both Bulldogs and Essendon can win,
Yeah, that's
which
right.
would why not? Um, that would leave us with us playing West Coast at home
Mhm.
and Adelaide playing St Kilda,
Okay.
and the top 4 will remain the same. So there's a lot of variables.
A lot of variables, especially in that the bottom 4 of the 8.
Yep, and if Fremantle win, they'll jump into 7th and they'll play St Kilda.
Okay. And does that knock the Crows out?
Correct. So unreal
A
that
lot to
it's
play out this weekend. That's so exciting.
so from 5th to 10th can make finals.
Yep.
Like outside of the top 4, which are your 4 strongest clubs that have like, well, apart from Brisbane, who had a bit of a rocky patch for a longer stretch, but have come good now. Wow. What a weekend of footy we have on our hands, starting
Yeah.
on Friday night with us at 9:15. Oh, that is going to hurt my soul.
Hopefully there's no lightning again, and so the game's done with nice and
Oh,
quickly, and we don't have to
no,
wait till 12:30.
I'll be asleep. But if we're going to have a look at the weather in Perth for Friday. Let's have a look while we're here. We have gone so far over today, but I do not care because we are this close to a finals berth. I don't care. So Friday, a shower or two, a max of 23.
Okay, that
But
sounds much better.
when you say shower or two, you're looking at 1 to 3 mil.
Okay.
So
And you don't know
fairly,
what time that is.
yeah. And which part of Perth?
Yeah.
So exciting times. What's your final prediction?
I think it's going to be the Blues by 9.
Blues by 9. I
Yeah.
reckon Blues by 9 or 10. Worst case scenario, 1.
That's the absolute worst case scenario.
No. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. Hopefully this is not the last time we see each other on a episode for 2025. Even if we do not win this week and we do not make finals, heaven forbid, we will do a season wrap-up show.
Yep.
But I do want to see you next week celebrating a win and marching into finals.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. But thank you so
Something
much,
to follow.
everybody that watches the show. Really appreciate all the love that I get through Instagram. If you haven't followed us, please follow us. BAW at BAW show. I try and share as much W content from the girls as possible when I get a moment. But no, thank you so much, Amanda. I hope your team wins Friday night. I'm sure we're going to be talking throughout the game.
Thanks, Shan. Go Blues.
Go Blues.